Hello everyone, today we're going to be talking about Orange Season. Now, Orange Season is a game that just came out on Nintendo Switch, Steam, PlayStation, and Xbox, and yeah, I'm not going to beat around the bush, I'm just going to come right out and say it. This is probably the worst farming sim that I have ever played. For those of you who have never heard of Orange Season before, this is a game that started in early access in 2017. Yes, I did not misspeak, 2017. So that means they've been working on this game for at least 7 years. Now, of course, if a game is in early access for 7 years, you know something went wrong behind the scenes. And yeah, it turns out the people who originally started working on Orange Season, they're not even the people who finished Orange Season. For me, I got Orange Season for two reasons. Number one, I wanted to be able to tell all of you guys how this new farming sim is. And number two, because I was just really curious about a game that's been in early access for this long. There probably would be some remnants of, you know, a system that they've been working on for a very long time. But yeah, on that second point, I have to say that no. Honestly, playing this game, I have no idea what they were doing for 7 years. So what makes this the worst farming sim that I've ever played? Well, first of all, this game is riddled with bugs. There are bugs everywhere in this game, and I'm not talking about just a slight graphical glitch here and there. I mean like game-breaking bugs, and yeah, you're going to be bumping into them all the time. On my very first day before I even left my house, bam, I ran into some glitches as I was walking around my home. There's certain areas in this game where it's really easy to accidentally walk out of the area that you're supposed to be in. And yeah, there's a whole bunch of places where you can get stuck, and your only option is going to be to load your last save file. So if you didn't listen to my advice and for some reason you bought this game, yeah, I would recommend you save often, because yeah, you're probably going to get stuck somewhere and lose all of your progress. And this is probably going to happen at least like once or twice a week. At least that's how often it happened for me. Because yeah, there's places that you can fall into black holes like everywhere in this game. Beyond that, just these out-of-bound glitches, there's also a bunch of other random glitches that you're probably going to run into. There's a map that shows you where the people in the town are, but for me, in my save file, once I got to summer, this map, it just stopped working. Every time I open up this menu, everything just stays gray, and yeah, I can't find the villagers on the map. There also seems to be some major issues with becoming closer friends with the villagers. Now, I don't know why, but in this game, I played for 2 seasons, and I talked to the villagers, I gave them gifts, and yeah, like their friendship level with me, it never went up. So maybe it's locked behind some like story progression, but yeah, for me, I was not able to get any of the villagers to even 1 heart. And this was after some of them, I talked to them every single day and I gave them gifts. They would just keep repeating the same few lines of dialogue, and yeah, I didn't get anywhere with these villagers. One of the early game quests is to meet 30 different villagers and introduce yourself. And in a lot of farming sims, that's kind of like one of the first things that you have to do, and it's kind of fun to meet all the different characters. But in this game, it's actually a nightmare meeting the 30 different characters, because yeah, some of them are really hard to find. For me, I thought that if I just wait till the first festival, I'll be able to meet all the people at the festival, but yeah, not everyone went to the festival, so that plan to meet everyone, it didn't work either. I had to struggle searching the entire map for all of these different people. Finally, eventually, I did complete that task, and yeah, I met all 30 of the different villagers, but yeah, it was not a fun time at all. I also played this game long enough to upgrade my home, and getting this upgrade, it was not an easy task because I had to chop down a bunch of trees, I had to take my hammer and break down a bunch of stones to get the stone that was needed to upgrade my home, and then even after I completed that, it was very like empty feeling. It did upgrade my home a little bit by giving me a kitchen, but yeah, it was very anticlimactic for me, especially because I spent so much time working hard to get that upgrade. Yeah, I was kind of disappointed that it was just a kitchen. Lastly, on the bug category, I'm not sure if this is a bug thing or if it's just janky controls, but yeah, the controls in this game are not good at all. Sometimes I felt like I was choosing the right item and using the right button to do the action, but sometimes it just would not work, and I had to like shuffle between different tools and different items and then try it again, and then sometimes it finally would work. So yeah, with this game, it's really buggy. There's a bunch of really tedious tasks, And on top of all that, the controls are not very good. So those things all together, they make this one of the worst farming sims that I have ever played. So with all those bad things out of the way, you might be wondering, is there anything good about Orange Season? Was there anything that I liked? I have to say that the only things that were good about this game are the things that it kind of copies from all other farming sims. You know, pretty much any game, if you put yourself on a farm, then you can have a little bit of fun cleaning out your farm and growing crops. And I would say the one thing that I saw that I thought was kind of unique about this game as opposed to other farming sims is you don't just have a silent protagonist. Your character actually has dialogue. So when you go and you meet the different villagers, you're actually going to talk to them. It's not going to be just that character just talks at you, or you have to kind of try to guess what your character is saying. Yeah, in this game, you actually have your own dialogue. So that I kind of thought was an interesting thing to do. It is kind of weird that in almost every single farming sim, you're just a silent protagonist. Your character never says anything, and you kind of have to guess what they're saying based on what other people are doing. So yeah, I thought it was kind of cool to have the main character talking. Other than that, I couldn't really find anything that really set this game apart from other farming sims that you could play that are just better. I will say that what initially attracted me to Orange Season was the art style. It's not great, but I think it's good, and I kind of like this style, so that's kind of why I thought I might be able to click with Orange Season. But yeah, when you consider all the problems with this game, having an art style that I like, it definitely does not balance out. Also, one more thing that I definitely have to bring up before I end today's review is the pricing of this game is absolutely ridiculous. First of all, if you buy it on Steam, it was originally $20, but it's actually 10% off for the launch. But this game on consoles, it's actually $30. The fact that they released this game, A Buggy Mess, for $30 is just absolutely ridiculous to me. There are so many other better games in the cozy genre that are much lower than $30. So I definitely would not recommend buying this game. Just to go buy some other cozy game that you think looks good. Also, I really don't understand why this game is so much more expensive on the Switch as opposed to Steam. Like, once you take in the discount, it's almost double the price on Switch. So I know that there is kind of like a Nintendo tax, but yeah, with this game, I've never seen the price difference this large. So yeah, for me personally, this is like the craziest price difference I've ever seen between Steam and consoles, especially when you consider the fact that they all launched at the same time. Like, I could see maybe if one of them was newer than the other, then maybe there's a little bit of an excuse why you would charge a little bit more. But yeah, they launched on the same day and they're just different prices. So yeah, I also think that's kind of scummy. So yeah, to reiterate, number one, do not buy this game. Number two, if you don't want to listen to number one and you must buy this game, then maybe buy it on Steam. Do not buy it on the Switch. And number three, if you didn't listen to point number one or point number two and you buy this game, make sure you save it every so often because yeah, you're probably going to get stuck in different places and lose your progress. So yeah, please let me know in the comments below, did you accidentally buy this game and you're having as rough a time as I am? Did you buy this game and maybe somehow like it and you disagree with something that I said? If so, please let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget to hit that like button and I'll see you guys next time.